In the deepest part of the forest, something lived. Every night, the same darkness, the same silence, the same loneliness. Every night Mimikyu tried, every night the same answer. The forest had every creature, except a friend. Then one night, something was different, an old abandoned cabin. But something inside was alive, something warm, something alive. Mimikyu had never seen anything like it. Through the cracked glass, a whole new world. Everyone loves him. Why does everyone love him? A creature of light, surrounded by love. Mimikyu had never known either. 1 hour passed, then another and another. What is it like to be loved? Mimikyu watched until the TV turned itself off, then stood in the dark, alone. But something had changed. Deep inside the shadow, a decision was forming. The walk back felt different this time. Same hollow, same darkness, but Mimikyu's eyes were different. If they love Pikachu, then I will become Pikachu. And then, maybe they will love me too. Dawn. And Mimikyu began to search. There, old, torn, forgotten by someone, but to Mimikyu, it was everything. That night, Mimikyu did not sleep. Shadow hands were not made for needles, but Mimikyu did not stop, stitch by stitch, hour by hour. Not perfect, but made with something Mimikyu had never used before. Hope. By the time the candle died, it was done. It wasn't Pikachu. It would never be Pikachu. But for the first time in its life, Mimikyu did not look like a shadow. It looked like something that could be loved. Morning came, and with it, a choice. Stay in the dark, or step into the world. One step, the smallest step in the world. But for Mimikyu, it was the bravest thing it had ever done. Beyond the forest, the world Mimikyu had only ever watched from a distance. So much life, so much warmth. Mimikyu had practiced this moment 1,000 times in the hollow. Now standing at the edge, the legs would not move. Not yet. One step, then another. Mimikyu entered the world. 1 second of silence. Then everything broke. It had not said a word. It had not moved toward anyone. It had only walked down a street. And the world had answered with stones. Run. Just run. In the dark corner of the alley, Mimikyu sat. The disguise had not worked. The world had looked at it and still seen a monster. Maybe they were right. Hours passed. Mimikyu did not move. Then, footsteps. Small ones. The girl did not scream, did not run, did not throw anything. She just looked. And in all of Mimikyu's life, no one had ever just looked before. She was coming closer. Are you okay? 3 words. The most terrifying and wonderful 3 words Mimikyu had ever heard, because no one had ever asked before. Neither of them moved. Neither of them breathed. 1 finger, the lightest touch in the world. Mimikyu had been hit with stones. This was the first time anyone had ever touched it. Gently. The girl pulled Mimikyu out of the alley, into the light, into the world. She showed Mimikyu things it had never seen. Mimikyu did not know what flowers on your head meant, but the girl was smiling. So it must have been good. Days passed, then weeks. Every morning she came, she taught. Mimikyu listened, she shared her world. And for the first time in its life, Mimikyu had something to look forward to. Tomorrow. It came without warning, as bad things always do. The wind came first, then the rain, then the lightning. The disguise Mimikyu had stitched through an entire night was coming apart. The storm did not care about disguises. In one moment, the storm took everything. The disguise, the secret, and the only safety Mimikyu had ever known. The storm had brought villagers into the street, and the storm had brought them something else. The storm had stripped everything away they had seen, and what they saw confirmed everything they had always feared. Her mother's voice cut through the storm, louder than thunder. The flowers she had put on its head lay in the mud. The disguise lay in ruins, and the place inside Mimikyu, where hope had lived, was very, very quiet. There was nowhere else to go. There had only ever been one place, the dark, the forest, alone. The forest took it back, as it always had. With every step deeper into the forest, the village felt further away. But the girl's face, that would not go away, deeper and deeper, until the village was just a sound that no longer existed. The disguise was gone. The hope was gone. The red eyes, for the first time, began to go dark, and in the silence of the deep forest, no one knew, no one came, no one ever came. Time passed. Mimikyu did not move. Then, a sound. Footsteps, small ones. She had found it, in the deepest part of the forest, where no one ever came. In her hands, a needle, thread, and yellow cloth. She had come to fix what the storm had broken. Mimikyu looked at her, then at the cloth in her hands, then back at her. The red eyes flickered. She did not ask permission. She simply sat down and began. Her stitches were better than Mimikyu's. She had learned from watching her mother sew. No one had ever done something careful for Mimikyu before. Every stitch felt like something Mimikyu had no word for. The disguise was ready, but Mimikyu did something unexpected. This is what I am, not the cloth, not the stitching. This, and you can run or you can stay. She did not run. She did not look away. She leaned in, the shadow and the girl, in the middle of the dark forest, holding each other, and the red eyes, for the first time in Mimikyu's entire life, were not lonely. She held it out, an offering. Mimikyu took it, slowly, carefully. Same cloth, same imperfect stitching, same crooked smile. But the eyes behind it were different now. They had seen something the disguise could never show, and they carried it, quietly, warmly, forever. The forest felt different now. Some things no longer had the same power. The forest was still dark. The village was still afraid. But on this hill, as the sun went down, neither of those things was the whole story anymore.